Good afternoon. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Senator Albritton? Senator Beasley? Senator Butler? Senator Elliott?
Here.
Representative England? Representative Garrett? Senator Orr? Representative Pringle? Representative Reynolds? Senator Roberts?
Here, ma'am.
Representative Witt? Here. And we have a quorum. Also, happy birthday, Senator Roberts.
Thank you. You get older and I've got a little bit of the crud and I wish not to share it with you or with any, sir? Are you 70 yet? I'm trying to catch you. I'm not there, sir. Yeah. I'm battling the crud a little bit, so I'm sitting down here today just in deference to my fellow colleagues and all of you. Thanks for being here. Last meeting of the year. Probably a few questions on some of these today, but before we start, Arthur, you ready to do the devotion for us?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you,
Mr. Ray, we appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. It's an honor. The senator, members of the committee, if everybody could bow their heads, please. Dear Lord, we come to you in prayer today. First, to thank you for getting everybody here in this inclement weather, but more importantly, to ask for your guidance as we move through Advent and into the Christmas celebration. We ask for you to guide us while we go through the receptions and the meetings, the food, the presents, gifts, gatherings, just so much abundance, overabundance of things. And we ask that you would help focus our attention on the manger, that tiny manger in the city of Bethlehem, the kingdom of Judea, where 2,000 plus years ago, a baby was slain, a baby who would become a man who would become a sacrifice, who would be put to death for our sins to guarantee our salvation. And so we thank you for that. We ask you also to bless our deliberations here, that our work would be pleasing to you, and hopefully to the benefit of the citizens of the state of Alabama. It is all of these things that we pray in your Son, our Savior, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I do hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. We have so much to be thankful for living in this incredible nation. Well, as we kick off, Jason, anything for the good of the order today, sir?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Madam Clerk? Okay. All right, we had 42 submissions. One of those was rejected, and then we had 3 that took some ping pong tennis back and forth, and we'll chat about those as they come up. So with that, let's start page 1 at the top, Ag and Industries. Member, please state your name as you start. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Gunner Guy, Department of Agriculture and Industries. Good afternoon. We have one contract. It's a contract for professional services dealing with some medical services we need for some occupational activities that our employees go through, and amount of $60,000. We'd ask for y'all's approval of that. I'll be happy
Any
to answer
questions?
any questions.
Thank you. Appreciate it, sir.
Thank y'all. Have a great day.
Archives and Histories. And we did have submission errors on all 3 of these. Not sure what happened if somebody got up on the wrong side of bed, but we did get them corrected.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr.
Would like
Chairman
that
and
not
members.
to happen.
Yes, sir. We learned some good lessons. Appreciate Ms. Daugherty and Mr. Paul's good guidance through that process.
We have great guidance.
We sure do. Archives has brought to you today 3 contract extensions. These are all related to our ongoing work to make updates to the Museum of Alabama. Over the last month, we opened 4/5 of this project that have just been fantastic additions and improvements. We've got one more gallery to go, and we initially didn't include that entirely in the scope, but realized we were able to allocate the appropriate resources and get that done. Next November, we'll be finished.
Appreciate your invitation to the committee to drop by. I don't know if anyone had an opportunity. I did not. But thank you. That's
sir.
always helpful to see progress, and appreciate the work you're doing. Okay, bottom page 1, any questions? Okay,
Thank you, members.
top of page 2 or bottom of 2? Thank you. Top of page 3. Banking Department.
Good afternoon. I'm Ann Gunner. I'm a Deputy Attorney General with the Banking Department. This is a personal services contract from a former FDIC examiner who will be creating and helping us with training, which is extremely important for our examiners. We're really lucky to get a former FDIC examiner willing to do this. So, any questions?
The odds of us having our own trainer are slim to none at some point.
So right now we have one person that is acting as a kind of training coordinator. We often also go outside to FDIC and the Fed for external training. We have some concerns that that might be getting reduced, so we need to up our training more to compensate for that. And so that's what we're trying to prepare for the next crisis.
Okay, so this comes out of assessments, the
Yes, sir.
funding of
It
it.
is no general fund money whatsoever.
What are the assessments?
Bank assessments and licensees. So our fund is constitutionally separate,
Right?
and it's all assessments, all license fees, and penalties.
Or is anything being turned back over to the general fund manager? Senator Albritton has a high degree of interest in that.
I'm sure you do. I am sure that my boss would not be happy for me to speak on that. So you are welcome to call Mike Hill about that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
All right, conservation.
Good afternoon, Chairman Roberts, members of the committee. Juliana Dean for the Department of Conservation. We have 5 engineering contracts before you today. Most of them are no-cost time extensions. The first one is with GMC.
First of all, any questions on any of these 5? On behalf of the committee?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that gets us through 5 of these. So bottom of page 5.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Education, top of page 6.
Good afternoon, Tina Hammonds for the Department of Education. In the spirit of Christmas cheer, we bring forward 5 RFP'd contracts this afternoon.
Why Texas? I'll just ask it right out of the chute.
You're
First
saying
page, 2
for the-
contracts on 6.
Yes, sir. Both of those are, they've been RFP'd. They were actually identified previously as the sole sources for this particular training. This is a part of our Literacy Act and our Alabama Reading Initiative. This is the way that we train people in the Certified Academic Language Therapist courses, and they become CALT trainers. So the only differences
They
between...
become what?
CALT, the Certified
yeah.
Academic Language Therapist, called CALTs. And under the RFP, these were the 2 that responded and were able to provide this training. One does online and one does in person, and that's the only difference between the 2, and we wanted to provide both.
Okay. How long will this continue? I know these go through 27.
Yes, sir. This one currently will, and then I assume that we'll probably be issuing a new RFP to keep this type of training available for people due to the need for it in our schools. And so at this time, under the Reading Initiative, under the directives of the Literacy Act, I believe we'll continue providing this as long as we have people that we need to train.
Can we create our own CALC trainers, I guess is where I'm trying to go.
Possibly with the funding. I'm not aware of that, and so I'd really rather not speak to the ability to take that
Well,
in-house.
it's all state funding. That's why I was.
Yes, sir. Yes,
trying to
sir.
get a good-
I can definitely go back and ask
Could
about
be
that.
something that's worthwhile.
Yes, sir. I believe it's pretty specialized training that has to stay up to date and then also issues certifications, and it's sort of a national certification. So we are working with the groups that provide the training to get us those national certifications. I'm not really sure if we can do it in-house, but I can go back and ask.
All right, any other questions on page 6? Okay, page 7.
So the top of page 7 is for our career and technical education group. That's the TRI Leadership Resources. Again, state funds, RFP. Team TRI will coordinate and provide services to advance career and technical education and CTSOs throughout the state of Alabama. The CTSOs are our student organizations for the various different technical groups. And so they help work and provide oversight and PD. They directly support schools and teachers. They help with advancement and communication and with staff training. And those different groups are the career and technical student organizations in the various schools for the various trades.
Thank you for putting that acronym language on here. We appreciate it. It's always helpful.
Yes, sir.
All right, any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I've got one real quick.
Yes, sir.
Are they coordinating with industry at all?
Yes, sir. I believe it's through our career tech people that are our staffers. We coordinate with industry, and then they help. This contract helps this group to provide the training and the meetings and the support and the various things for the different organizations and teachers around the state.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, Tina, any way that we can work with workforce, you've got Mr. Ray here for that, and then others,
Yes, sir.
it'd be a hot button.
Yes, sir. And I know that Dr. Mackey and Chairman Reed have spoken, and so I know that we are working with them. For this particular contract, we are needing to have the in-the-school expertise in the various different trainings for our teachers and things, and this group is able to provide that for us.
Okay. Very good. Next.
Okay, so this is with Lean Frog Business Solutions. This is for our intervention schools. So this is contracting with a group to bring in the expert consulting services. We're currently intervened into 3 different LEAs, and we become the superintendents, and Dr. Mackey is placed in the place of the board for those interventions. And so this is a consulting company that comes in to help us manage those school systems.
How many of these do we have going? I know we did
3.
some.
At the moment, we have 3, Bessemer, Sumter, and Dallas.
Okay. All right, any other questions? All right. Page 8.
This is our last one. This is with Curriculum Associates. This is for the web-based product platform of Elevation. It will be used to support a statewide effort to improve English language learners' academic achievement. It helps to create a platform for students and for teachers, provides research-based quality instruction, and high-quality data-informed policies for the ELL programs across the state.
How many languages, guess, that we're working with?
I don't know. I can find out, but we have a lot of dialects that are actually very different within various languages that we're dealing with, and then many languages.
All right, any questions, committee? Thank you, ma'am. Top page 9, flexible employee benefits.
Good afternoon. My name is Sally Corley. I'm with the State Employees Insurance Board, and the Flexible Employees Benefits Board falls under our umbrella. We have 2 contracts before you today. The first one is for Connect Your Care, LLC. This is a third-party administrator that administers the flexible spending accounts for state employees. These funds is funded solely by the employee premiums, and the employees use this benefit to get reimbursed for their dependent care and health care needs. This contract was procured through the RFP process, and we use Siegel Consulting to help us navigate that process. Siegel Consulting is a national consulting company specializing in health care. They work with many other states and even other state agencies within Alabama.
Sally, I believe this was RFP last in 2021 and probably around that time for RFP
Yes, sir.
again.
Yes, sir. It is a 2-year contract with 3 one-year options to renew. This is our third and final one-year option to renew, and we will begin the RFP process for this contract again at the beginning, in a couple months, the beginning of next
26.
year.
Okay, for both of these?
Yes, sir, for
Oh,
both of
yeah,
these.
Okay. All right, any questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, the second contract is CompuSys Arisa Group. This is a company that provides, or a third-party administrator that provides life insurance and disability insurance for state employees. Again, it is funded solely through the employee portion of the insurance premium, and some of it's deducted pre-tax, some of it's deducted post-tax. It flows through the Flexible Employees Benefit Board to be able to take advantage of that. Again, we also used Siegel Consulting, a national healthcare consulting company.
Okay, any questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
House Majority Leader.
Hello, Tracy Arnold, the House Majority Leader. This contract is with Gabby Knight, our Director of Communications. Actually, her going contract is saving our budget over $16,000 a year.
Any questions? Yes, sir.
Just want to make a quick statement, Tracy. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you as well. Just want to make sure that everyone knows Gabby is not a state employee. She is going to be a contract employee with the leader's office going forward. So
Yes.
if you see that, thank you. There was a couple questions, but we just want to make sure everyone was clear on that.
Yes, she didn't use the insurance or any of that, so that's saving.
That's
that.
right. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you.
Tracy, appreciate your work, madam.
Thank you.
All right, next, bottom page 10, Interpreters Translators Board.
Hi, I'm Wendy Darling. I'm board chair for Interpreters and Translators Board. The contract we have today is with Smith Warren Management Services Incorporated, and they administer what our board does, which is grant licenses and permits to interpreters to be able to provide services to people who are deaf or hard of hearing who use sign language in Alabama.
Any questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
this is not necessarily for this particular board chair, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about this vendor.
Let's make sure, can you hear what he's saying?
Yes, ma'am. This is not necessarily directed at you, Madam Chair, so you're welcome to sit down. Again, not your board necessarily, but more about the vendor than anything else. And Mr. Chairman, if you'll allow me, it deals with the 3 contracts. The one for professional bail bonding on page 12, and then again, the one for the Security Regulatory Board on the top of page 15. I had the opportunity to attend this morning a Board of Adjustment meeting. And at that meeting, a topic of the meeting and on their agenda was the consideration of a claim made for over $170,000 to be paid to Smith Warren Company from the Electrical Contractors Board. Now, y'all will remember quite a bit of controversy about that board and the administration of services for that board. And then coming back after the fact to try to take another $170,000 from that board gives me some significant consternation, and it gave the Board of Adjustment consternation as well to the effect of them denying the request for $170,000 worth of compensation. In each one of these contracts, the point is made that this is the most cost-effective way to maximize the operations of the board. That's the boilerplate language on each one of these contracts. And I would submit, Mr. Chairman, that aside from the time and energy and effort that the Board of Adjustments is spending with this vendor, in my conversations with the Department of Finance and the comptroller and how much time they're spending with this particular vendor,
And Sunset.
the time and the energy and effort that the Examiner of Public Accounts is spending with this particular vendor, the time, energy, and effort that this committee is spending with this vendor. And yes, sir, what time, energy, and effort, to say nothing of the floor time required to deal with sunsets that are 1 year only, et cetera, that this is not the most efficient way to administer these boards. And I am going to question, if there's a representative of the governor's office in here, whether or not this vendor should still be a qualified vendor, given the history. And so, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to hold these contracts until we can have further conversations with the Department of Finance, the Comptroller, and the governor's office. Thank you.
Okay. So that would be this one here, the Interpreters Board.
That's correct, sir.
Okay. And then the two upcoming. All right.
And just for the record, that is a total of a little over $500,000. That's $552,000 for those three contracts.
Yes, sir.
For security, regulatory interpreters and translators, and then the professional bail bonding. I tend to agree with my colleague.
Well said, sir. All right, moving on, top of page 11, Legislative Services.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, committee. This contract is with International Roll Call. It's a 2-year extension of a contract we have with them. They're the software developers that do our legislative workflow system. It's essentially a maintenance and real-time support contract for the next 2 legislative sessions.
Any questions? Thank you, sir. Oil and Gas Board.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, I'm Bennett Bearden, Deputy Attorney General on behalf of the State Oil and Gas Board of Alabama. This is a no-cost extension amendment to continue plugging orphan and abandoned wells in the state of Alabama to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the citizenry and protect co-equal and co-relative rights of the oil and gas owners. The federal government has graciously provided $3.1 million for this contract, and this is just a no-cost time extension for it.
Bennett, how many do we have left? We talked about it before. I see
38,
Greg
42.
back there.
I think we have plugged 4 and 38 more to go.
Yes, to date we've plugged 4 wells. Originally we'd identified 28 wells as part of the original grant proposal, with the potential for identifying additional wells as field work proceeded. We've identified 4 that we've plugged, cleaned the sites. We've identified and prepared the sites and those wells are in Covington County. We've identified 3 of the 4 wells in Choctaw County. They're preparing the sites now, and those will be the next in line to plug. And then through this process, we've identified 38 more wells. Those are in North Alabama. So those
Do you
will be plugged
anticipate
during
this
this period.
3.1 being enough to plug those others, maybe?
That's the assumption, yes.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Please, sir.
These are abandoned wells, those wells that some of the operators went out of business or something and they don't have bond. Is that correct?
Correct, and some of these are historical wells, and so they were put
They've been
in the 30s,
gone for a long
40s.
time.
Yeah, and when you see some of these, I've looked at some of them, and they're just a hole in the ground, essentially.
I commend the board for taking this on because record keeping and things from the past is catching up to us.
Oh, yes.
And I appreciate your diligence in getting this accomplished. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'd echo that. Thank you. And Greg, thank you for being here today. Any other questions from the committee? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Physical Therapy Board.
Good afternoon. My name is Kathy Miller, and I'm the Executive Director for the Alabama Board of Physical Therapy. And today we have one contract, and it is with Fieldprint Incorporated.
So no cost to the contract. It's just a time extension?
There's no cost, so the Applicants are correct. The potential applicants, they pay
They
field
pay their
rent.
own?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks.
Professional bail bondsman.
That's one of mine, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I think we've said enough on that one.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Top page 13, public health, rehab, I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, Sandra Howard on behalf of the Alabama Department of Public Health. We have one contract for Tri Rehab LLC. This is a contract for skilled therapy services for one of our public health districts. This one is for the East Central District for our home health program. Last month, we had a similar contract for our Northern District to perform similar services. It's for $75,000. The funding source, 6 stands for fiscal year 2026, 7 stands for fiscal year 2027. BA stands for county funds.
For what?
County funds.
Okay.
I'll entertain any questions at this time.
Any questions? Sandra, thank you.
Thank you.
Rehab services, bottom page 13.
Afternoon, I'm Craig Aiken, Department of Rehabilitation Services. We have one contract for psychological services to be provided through our Lakeshore Rehabilitation Program in Birmingham. It's with Dr. James Banyos.
Any questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Secretary of State.
Afternoon, Clay Helms here with the Secretary of State's office. We have 2 contracts, election contracts here for you today. The first one is for the statewide voter registration and election management database. Simply, that's used by your county probate judges, absentee election managers, boards of registrars, and the state to maintain the state voter file and to effectively carry out the election.
Any questions? Thank you, sir. Bottom 14.
Second contract is for military and overseas voting, UOCAVA contract with enhanced voting for electronic ballot delivery and return. Again, this is something that the state is used to doing, has been doing for an extended period of time.
Questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Security Regulatory Board.
Same objection there, Mr. Chairman, at least for now.
Yes, sir. I've got a question.
Sure.
Also.
Hello, I'm Deborah Davis. I'm with Alabama Security Regulatory Board, and we have one contract for $450,000.
Deborah, has there been discussion with state personnel about the ability to hire someone to do this versus paying this to an outside group? I've been told there is.
I'm unaware of that.
Okay.
So the contract that we propose is for $450,000 to Smith Warren Management that has been managing the board's business for quite a few years. I've been on the board for the last 9 years.
My suggestion would be is I'd speak to state personnel. I think they are looking, there's been discussions, I think, to deal with that would be a suggestion I would make to you.
Is there anyone in particular you'd like to refer us to, sir?
I don't have a name for you there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, Senate Pro Tem.
Good afternoon, Chairman and committee members. I've got 2 contracts before you today. One is for Sailor Kazort, who does communications for our office as well as the Majority Leader's Conference.
Any questions?
Thank you, members.
All right, senior services.
Good afternoon. I'm Ashley Penhill on behalf of the Department of Senior Services. We have one contract today with Acumen Fiscal Agent. Acumen serves as the financial management services agent for our Personal Choices program that allows individuals to select their own caregiver rather than using a direct service provider. And Acumen helps them with the taxes, the hiring, IRS forms, payroll, et cetera.
Ashley, we've known this was coming for a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, it was an emergency contract. Help me understand that, please.
Sure. It's out for RFP right now. Our current vendor, which is Acumen Fiscal Agent, in discussing with them and discussing with our area agencies on aging, we have revised the roles and responsibilities of the financial management services agent moving forward. But to fix the RFP to reflect those changes took some time. And so we need this emergency contract for 6 months while we put out the RFP for the new roles and responsibilities that the vendor will take on starting July 1.
Okay, we're going to hold, I'm going to hold this. I've got a colleague who has questions, and we'll try and chat with you maybe first part of next week.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks, Ashley. Supreme Court.
Good afternoon, members. My name is Casey Bates. I am Chief of Staff for Chief Justice Sarah Stewart, and we have a professional services contract with SSNL for architectural services for the re-roofing of the...
Any questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.
Transportation, bottom of 17.
Clay McBride with ALDOT. We've got 4 contracts before you. The first 3 deal with public relations.
Clay, we're going to hold this first one.
Okay.
I had some questions from those who could not be here today.
Okay, is there anything specific I can get for you? Or you just...
Yeah, why do we need this? Why spend $2.5 million on community relationship? Also, all those companies are in the Montgomery area. There were just questions.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I got a question while Clay's here.
Yes, sir.
Can you give us an example? I know it's an 80-20 split on the funding, which is a good thing. Can you give me an example of what kind of communications work they're doing? I mean, we see all these kind of public service ads and things like that.
Yeah, that's part of it. Matter of fact, I can go through some of them, like a Stamp Idea group. They do a lot of our advertising on TV, radio, digital kind of stuff. Drive Safe Alabama,
Sure.
You've seen all that?
Yeah.
Donna Clark and them, they manage our News website, social media planning, employee communications, things like that. And affiliated marketing, they tend to do strictly our interstate projects where we're notifying the public and stuff like that, but that's kind of what they do.
I understand. Thanks. That's helpful. I had assumed, but I figured I'd ask.
No, that's a good question.
Yes, sir.
Just a quick question. Can I get a little support on Highway 53?
I will pass
Maybe
that.
some signage or something up there? If we're going to have some public and community relations and support, we certainly need it in North Madison County. And I've been down here 7 years and regarding this highway, and I'm back again today asking again for needed help. So anyway, this would go a long way on my roadway, and I certainly appreciate it.
Okay, I'll pass that along.
Well, and I will too. Thank you, sir.
Clay, I'll chat right after we finish on these.
Okay. The fourth one is a real estate appraiser for our projects.
Any questions on the appraisal? Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Veterans Affairs.
Good afternoon. Kim Justice over the State Veterans Homes for Department of Veterans Affairs, and we have a architectural contract to oversee our completion of our Atkins State Veterans Home after we had our horrible fire last year. And it's for $627,500.
Wow. How is that going?
It's going, I was there yesterday. They're making
Yeah.
a lot of progress. We're tracking on time. We should open in September.
Wow. Tough deal.
It is very,
Very tough. Well,
heartbreaking.
thank you for your diligence in getting that done.
Thank you.
Legal services contracts.
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chairman.
Before we get started on these, I'm going to be taking some actions on these, but before I do, I want to give some explanations as to what's going on in my little world, if I may. And to do that, I just got to give some explanations, and then we'll move forward, if you don't mind. So please bear with me for a little bit. A few years ago, the economy changed, and we started having retail sales occurring online, which caused revenues, local and state, to decline because we did not have a means to tax, or more importantly, to collect on the taxation that this particular sales was going on. Then the Wayfarer decision came about, an opportunity presented itself, and some pragmatic, visionary legislators said, we need to do something here. And it took a pretty good while, a couple of years, I think, at least, to hammer something together, to get it ready to go. And then it took even longer, I hesitate to say bloodbath, but there was difficult times and discussions that reverberated within these halls to try to find what could pass and what would be sufficient and what could make this work without having an increase in taxes, but to have a continuation of taxes on a new industry type circumstance. But then came about, how do you collect it, how do you distribute it, and those type matters, and that's what the state has taken on and has been doing. We were successful in that. I think that passed in 15 and became effective, I think, in 16, and we started being able to get revenue from that. And since that time, there's been billions of dollars that has come into the state through this source. Those monies have been distributed, yes, to the state, but also to counties and also to municipalities. And we've been doing well. Now, to put this into perspective, back when this was done, the general fund and the ETF were both pretty well strapped. Those were the days when we had to borrow money from ourselves to make payroll and to keep services going. With the help and with other matters that we in the legislature did, we've been able to come from there to a point that we are now financially sound. Our credit rating has improved. We have savings accounts. We're meeting our obligations, and we're not spending all the money that comes in. So we have some buffers. We got tough times coming, we believe, but we've done, the legislature, I believe, has risen to the level that we needed to and taken on the responsibilities of being careful with the public's money. However, in the last few months, municipalities have become dissatisfied with what we have. And they came to, some of them came to the legislature and requested that we renegotiate this and that we take another look and have them have a bigger piece of this pie, and so that they could get a bigger or better share. The legislature was reticent in trying to make changes in regard to this because we look further ahead than just the most immediate. I don't know if it was impatience or what, but in my opinion, this poorly devised or poorly decided action of filing a lawsuit against the state by these cities to bring about a change. Now, I know, I'm a lawyer, I know how much of these things work. I'm sure they want to get in, get a few decisions on what's going on, and then have this go and have a mediator appointed so they could be able to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not lawyers' responsibility within the judicial branch to decide how taxpayer money should be distributed. That's a legislative job. I think the legislature has done a fairly decent job in the past few years. I'm jealous, as a legislator, of others trying to, especially when they're unelected and have no responsibility to the public, to make these decisions. It is not the judiciary's role to be involved with public monies other than using that which is appropriated. And as far as that goes, I'll just say one thing. I hope that the judiciary will understand that common law discretion sometimes, or may and should not, cloud those clear boundaries of where the jurisdictions lie. My perception, personal, is that this lawsuit is dangerous. It threatens the fiscal viability of the state that we and the legislature has worked hard to achieve. If there's difficulties or if there's circumstances that need to be changed, then outline those changes that's needed, bring them to this so that we can have a look and do the evaluation, so that we can do our job. Because that's where we're going to be. We take those circumstances serious, and I do also in the role that I'm in. Because of that, and because of the threats that's there, I'm going to be taking some actions today, anything dealing with the legal aspects that coming in, because I'm a part-time legislator. There's very little that I have that can control matters. But that which I control, that which I am responsible for, I take seriously, and I'll take whatever action that we need to go with this. If there's a fight on this, just remember, the legislature didn't start this fight. But I think we have enough of the responsibility and obligation to conduct a good one, to protect the public and to protect the public monies. With that, Mr. Chair, on any and all of these, my plan is to hold all of these. But
yes, sir. So sorry, Joel Blankenship, Legislative Services, Michael Harper, Legislative Services, these will be held. Also, Raymond Hawthorne will be held. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And lastly, Pharmacy Board.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. John Lena, Executive Secretary with the Board of Pharmacy. I have one professional services contract for legal services between the board and Fortive Law Partners. Attorney assigned work will be Aaron Detling. This will be our only contracted attorney in January.
Any questions? Senator Albritton?
I move to hold it.
Hold it. Okay. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you.
I wish everyone a very nice Christmas and a Happy New Year. We will be back January, same time, 1:30. I think it's January the 8th. We'll reconvene here, and then in February, we'll go back to our 8:30 time frame. Be safe, enjoy family and friends, and look forward to being together again in 2026. Thank you. We're adjourned.